Hey everybody, so I am back for part 2 of my unboxing. I am starting off with Valentino Beauty Pure. All I've done so far is just open up the top one. I haven't gone into it yet. So from Valentino, I picked up some of their new gel collections that I have not purchased yet. I have the Summer Loving collection, which, ooh, this was popped open. I hope everything's okay in there. And the Summer Breeze collection. I also got their Chrome Bond, which is supposed to be a gel that you use to apply your chrome on top of. And then the last thing I got, this was kind of a smaller order, small-ish. I got their Apron, which is a brown with some pink like detailing on it. So that was exciting. I have a couple aprons from other brands, so I'm excited to see how this one holds up compared to those. And then just their thank you card from them, just their logo and whatnot. So I'm gonna put this to the side so that I can show you guys the actual collection. So I'll probably, let me open this up and open this so that I can show you guys these first actually. So I went ahead and opened them up just so I could show you what they look like. I did want to take a look at the apron details a little bit closer, just so I could tell you guys a little bit more about it in comparison to other ones like Young Nails, Kiara Sky, and Nail Supply Glamour that I've tried before. This is the Chrome Bond. They recently redid all of their packaging. On the back here, you just have your ingredients and your directions, which basically you apply this to your nail, cure it for 30 seconds, and then you go ahead, apply your chrome, and then top coat it after. They recently, like I said, redid all their packaging, so I believe a lot of their packaging is in these like white bottles now, at least some of the ones that I saw, like their essentials products like primer and things like that. So this is what it looks like. It is just a standard like clear gel product. It looks to be like a medium viscosity. It doesn't look super thin to me, but not super thick either. So I'm very intrigued by this. I will let you guys know how I like it and how it compares to other chrome base gels that I have. And then for the apron, just to quickly show you, this one comes with 3 pockets. Hopefully my camera will focus. This is more than a lot of the other aprons that I've tried. It looks like you have like a brush compartment. This could maybe be like for, one of these could be for like your e-file maybe. I'm not sure if the e-file would fit in this one, so maybe this could be like some other tools, while this maybe can fit like your e-file so that you can clip it to your waist instead of having it on your table. If you have one of the ones like the Kiara Sky ones, iGel has like the portable ones as well. And then the other thing that I like to take a look at, so this has an adjustable strap. It isn't in it for some reason, so I'll have to just throw that in there. But it does have an adjustable strap at the top, and I do like to see that these, yes, these are what I was hoping for. So the actual like straps on the side, they're very long. For the life of me, with my Nail Supply Glamour one, can never get that tied. One, it's a super thin strap, like it's just like a sliver of a strap, and the actual like length of it is very, very short. So when I was doing like nails that were like out to here, trying to tie that one on myself, especially like behind my back, was very difficult. So I actually prefer my Kiara Sky one that has like very, very long like tassels at the end. So I'm very happy that this one has like a very extra long strap at the back. So very, very cute, and I like the little design. This one obviously is in brown. I believe they have a white one of this as well. So if you're interested in that, I think it's white with black detailing. And then I'm going to get into the 2 gel polish collections that I ordered. So I'll start with the Summer Loving one, because that one for some reason was a little kind of banged up and open. But we got, oh, is this one a cat eye? I'm thinking this one's a cat eye because it came with one of these magnets that they have. I have these for their normal cat eyes, so I'm going to assume that these are cat eye polishes. So I have, let's pull these out so you guys can see these colors. So it looks like everything came okay. Nothing looks like it's leaking or anything like that. So it was just the outer packaging that got a little banged up, and that's fine because I don't keep the packaging, so I'm not too worried about that. I will test these in a different video to see and make sure that they're cat eyes. I do believe they're cat eyes again because they did come with this magnet, but it comes with shades 235 to 240, and I will just show you guys what these look like. So this one is a pink, which looks like it has some silver and like more hot pink reflex in it. Very, very pretty. It would make sense if these are cat eyes because all of the shimmer in here looks to be like a metal, like silver base. This one's number 236, which is a very bright magenta. It's almost like a magenta with some like neon, like hot pink glitter in it and some silver glitter in it. So that's fun. Then you have this one, which is the brightest pink. It's very neon pink, which is 237. These all kind of have that same like magenta and hot pink and silver like sparkle in them. Just different like depths and different levels of each of the glitters. Then you have 238, which is kind of like an olivey green, pewter silver type of color, which will be very fun, I think, for fall. Maybe even going into the holiday season, Christmas holiday. Then you have a metallic blue. This is kind of like a steel blue. Again, they all pretty much have that like silvery shimmer throughout the entire packaging, or sorry, throughout the entire color. And then the last one is this kind of, what kind of purple do we want to say this is? It's like a darker lavender purple, like it's still light. It's not like a very deep, like eggplant type color, but it definitely still has that silver reflect, and is a little darker than like a traditional like lilac or lavender. And again, it has that silver shimmer in it. Lastly, we have the Summer Breeze collection, and I just realized that there are names on the top of these. I hate when companies do this, to be fair, because it gets really frustrating when you're doing like content or things to try to like figure out what these are. So what I'm talking about is I hate when they have like only the number on the packaging, or even just like maybe only the name, but they don't have both on the packaging itself, where this says it has a name on the package, but when I'm looking at it and after I get rid of this, I'm not going to have the name easily available. I'm going to have to look on the website for it, and if it's limited edition or something and they get rid of it, it's going to be difficult to figure out what the names are. So I just kind of feel like it's a pain in the ass when companies will go through the process of naming and numbering their products, but then on the packaging only have one. So just kind of a little pet peeve of mine, but just so you know, for the Summer Loving collection, it has Green Dream, which was $238, Pinky Promise, which I'm assuming is $235, Turning Violet, which is $240. Then we have Pink Paradise, $236, and Hot Pink, which is $237, and lastly $239, Lapis Labyrinth. So that is all those colors and names in order in case you were curious. But now I'm gonna move on to the Summer Breeze collection, and we have shades Lavender Haze, Pink Matter, It Was All Yellow, Something in the Orange, Blue World, and Green Light. Oop, lost one there. So just going in order of these, so this first one is number 241. It has kind of like a orange and pink reflect to it, which is very pretty. This almost reminds me, if you are a makeup girly, of Melon Pigment by MAC, because it has that gold and like orangey peachy tone to it. So I'll put that to the side. Then we have number 242, which these I think are kind of like almost like a milky white base with these like reflex shimmers in it. Almost like a clear base, but I think it does have like a milky tone because of the glitter. So it will come off slightly white tone or off white, but this one has a blue aqua kind of shift to it. These will be very, very pretty as toppers over other colors, especially over like a black or a white. This one is number 243. It has more of a gold shift. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. So this one is super pretty. This one kind of, again, if you're a makeup girly, reminds me, I think it's Vanilla Pigment by MAC. Has that gold shimmer. Sorry if you can hear my neighbors yelling outside. The next one is 244. This one has kind of like a purple blue reflect to it. A little more purple than that other one. This one is super pretty. This reminds me almost of when those like blue highlighters were popular. So a lot of them had those kind of tones to it, like those icy tones. Then we have one that's kind of like a pink, purple, magenta reflect. Sorry if it's hard to kind of see it. This one is number 245. Hopefully you can see it better when I kind of pull it out. But that has that pink tone to it. Again, these are more like topper shades. They're not going to be shades that really stand out on their own. And then this last one is 246, which has, compared to the other one, this one's more of like a purpley pink. This has like a hot pink, almost like an orange base pink reflect to it, which hopefully you can see. Yeah, I think you can see on the brush there really well. So that is all of them. So that's everything for the V Beauty Pure unboxing. I am going to move on to the next part, but let me know in the comment section below if you are interested in trying any of these products, and if so, which ones. So let's move on to the next unboxing. I'm going to jump straight on into this next box. This one is from Apres. It came with some bubble wrap. I'm just going to pull that off and take this out. Obviously it has my packing slip and whatnot. As you can probably tell, I pretty much just got a whole bunch of their different sizes and shapes of their Gel X tips. I already have some of them. I think I have their long Sculpted, all the different shapes, and then I have their extra long or double XL ones in the shapes that they offer, because I think as they go up in size, they actually get a lot smaller in like the different types of shapes that are offered. So I think the like double XL don't come in like almond and round, but they do come in the Coffin, square, and stiletto. But I did want to get the non-sculpted version of their long tips, as well as get some of their medium tips. So that's what this is. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys which ones I picked up, and that way you guys can have maybe like an idea on which ones you would like to try. So I'm just going to go one by one. So this one is their Sculpted Almond Medium. Just because I have so much in front of me, I'm not going to show you like side by side what these all look like, but I'll at least show you like what the tips themselves look like so that you can get an idea. So the ones that I picked up are their clear tips, so just bear that in mind. They do offer the like nude coverage color ones as well. I don't really love the idea of those. I know they're supposed to have been tested to be able to like cure fully with the gel. I don't know if I fully believe that. I'm just really skeptical on it, and gel is just one of those products that you just have to be so careful about. So I just personally would prefer to use the clear tips and then just do the design and color work that I choose to do over top. I know it's like a couple extra steps, but for me, I just prefer it. So this one, again, it's the medium almond tip. So that's what that looks like. I just pulled out one of the sizes for you. Their sizes, at least in this one, I don't know if they all run through the same sizes, but this goes from a 00. It does have some half sizes, like a 4.5 and a 5.5, and it goes up to size 9. So you do get a good amount of different sizes here. Obviously, if you're somebody like me who predominantly does nails on yourself, you don't necessarily need all of those sizes, but they do offer refill tips, which is really good. I don't buy ever any tips that don't offer like refill sizes as well, because for me the idea is that there's gonna be maybe half of this box that just doesn't get used because they're not my sizes, and then I'm just gonna have to buy a whole nother box next time. And no, I'm not gonna do that. What I decided was that anytime I buy tips, I want to make sure that they have refill sizes so that I can use the sizes that are my correct sizes and then just refill the ones that I use as I go, instead of having to rebuy the box every single time. Not necessarily that I'm going through my tips that fast, but it just is an added benefit to me, being just like a DIY kind of girly. So I'm gonna put these to the side as I go. This next one is their natural Coffin long tip. So the natural, just so you guys know, they do offer sculpted and non-sculpted, or natural tips, which basically means that the C curve on it is slightly different. So essentially so if you don't know what a C curve is, it's this, if I can, trying to think. So it's this little curve right here. And with a sculpted tip, you're going to see it be a lot more pronounced. It's going to kind of come in a lot more. And with a more natural tip, it's going to be a lot softer. And really, it depends on your nail beds. I have some nail beds that are very, very curved and others that are a little flatter. So I can kind of go between each one. The other thing with the sculpted is that the apex tends to be a little bit more pronounced, in my opinion, like the natural apex that the tip has. So I feel like they're just a little sturdier overall, but again, it really just depends on your natural nails. So I did get these ones, and again, these are the Coffin long tips. Also, don't mind my crusty hands. I literally just walked in the door from work. I have like a paper cut with my little, I think this is one of the Mandalorian little band-aids that I could find. So just don't mind that. I just didn't want it to be all gross and out there, my little paper cut. So the next one that I have here is their natural almond medium. So I believe the first one that I showed you was the sculpted, and then this one's going to be the natural. So obviously the shape itself is going to be the same, but the actual like apex and like the way that the C curve is designed is going to be slightly different. So the actual shape won't be much different for you there. Ooh. And sorry, these boxes have like a hard like clasp to them, so they're, in my opinion, a little difficult, but I actually feel like they're very secure because of it, so I don't necessarily hate it. This one is the natural round medium, and I don't actually know if I have any of their rounds already. I might have like one pair. I'm not the most like, I guess, like biggest fan of the round shape. I feel like it almost just makes me want to taper it in more and do the almond, but I wanted to have the different shapes because one, I do sometimes like to do like press on sets, and practice with that. I was making some for like some of the people that I know like at work and stuff for like holidays as like gifts, so they work good for press on sets as well as like practice hand stuff. So I did want to still get the round shape, even though I don't think for myself that I'll use it that often, but I did get those. So that was the natural round in the medium length. I just want to make sure that that's all down there before I close it. Then we have their natural almond long. Ooh. Got one sticking to the top here. So this one is the size 1. So it's that almond shape, but as you can see, it's a much longer one compared to the last one that I showed you. And these I've really been enjoying just because they're very, very quick, especially their XL, like double XL sizes. If you're somebody who you really like doing long nails, but you hate how long like a full acrylic or hard gel application takes, these don't necessarily take as long. I don't think they're like super quick where you'll be able to like slap them on and like get out the door very quickly. I think if you pre-make them as like press-ons and then apply them as press-ons, that could work. But if you want to apply them like with the Gel X method, it's still going to take time to do it. I just feel like it cuts down on like your filing and shaping after application. So you'll have a lot of like prep work, but then you won't have to do as much at the tail end and you can kind of just get right into the design. So it has its pros and cons. I definitely don't think that in all areas these are going to be the best, but I do think that they have their place and I do like them. And when I've used them before, I felt like it was helpful for me for what I was going for. It allowed me to cut down on some of the application time. So this next one is their Sculpted Stiletto medium length one. And their stilettos, or any type of Gel X stilettos, just in case you're curious, they're not going to be like those super like skinny, sharp stilettos. You can file it slightly to kind of taper it in a little bit, but this is going to be kind of a softer stiletto in my opinion. Not one of those like claw nails that you kind of see in that I used to like when I was doing stilettos on myself. But I do, again, I think that they all have their time and their purpose, so I do still like those. Then we have their natural round long. Oop. Sorry, I'm trying not to like spill these because that's going to be the worst nightmare. So this one, that's just such a, to me, I don't know. I just don't love this shape on myself. I feel like my hands are very like wonky and chubby and all the things. So like I like a thinner, like more tapered nail. So the round just really isn't my preference. But I feel like if you are somebody who likes this style of nail, it's going to be really helpful for you to just, again, cut down on your time and make things a little easier for application. They do have a learning curve. I don't think that they're as easy as some people make them out to be, but they are definitely a good starting point if you want to try to do nails at home and don't like acrylic smell, or don't want to deal with like, you know, applying hard gel and whatnot. So this next one is their Sculpted Square medium. So again, these ones are going to have that deeper C curve. So as you can see, they'll have like a more pronounced C curve there. And then it's just a traditional square. I really like the square and the coffin shape of these. I tend to lean towards these the most. And then maybe like the almond and stiletto. Then we got their Sculpted Round medium shape. Oop, come on. Don't go flying everywhere. So again, this is just a round. It's going to have a little bit more of a pronounced C curve, but just their medium round shape. And if you want to see me do videos with Gel X nails, let me know down below. I haven't done any yet because I'm still very new. I think I've only done like 3-ish sets with them. So I'm still learning and trying to figure out the best ways to apply it, at least for myself. So let me know if you want to see videos on that, maybe just showing you guys what I've tried and, you know, kind of come along with me to learn how to apply these types of nails. So this is the natural stiletto long. So this will have less of that C curve, but it'll still be a stiletto. Very cute. I don't think I've tried the stiletto shape on myself yet from the Gel X. I've tried the square, the almond, and the coffin, I believe. So that's what that one looks like. This one is the natural coffin medium length. So these I think are kind of the ones that you see most often on like videos and TikToks and things, because they're not super long, so they're that kind of like salon style length. And I think coffins are like very popular. I see mostly people using this and the almond shape the most. But again, it's your preference, and I do like that they have so many different shapes and sizes of these, because it really is beneficial for those of you who want to get into this set. You don't get kind of stuck to like one shape, one length. I do want to see more brands come out with like the double XL length nails of these, because I just feel like there's not as many options for the really long Gel X nails. I do feel like you see a lot of brands doing like the medium length, short, and sometimes you'll get like a couple long in there, but I feel like most brands are really leaning towards that like medium range, which I get because they're not as strong as like an acrylic or even a hard gel. So the longer you go, the more durability you need in your nail. So I can understand why they didn't go for the super long ones initially, but I do feel like the ones that I've tried from them that do have that like XL length, they actually worked very good. I felt like they were very sturdy. So I don't see why they couldn't come out with more options of those, but that's just me personally. So this one is the Sculpted Coffin medium. So it's going to be similar to that last one, but it's going to be just the sculpted version. I just really wanted to try both versions to see what I liked best and what worked for me. So that's why I kind of got those. And I figured whichever ones I don't really particularly like on myself, I can use a lot for practice hands, press on sets, things like that. So they'll still get used in some capacity. I even figured like the sizes that they come in that I don't use, those sizes can be used for practice stuff, or even like swatches and stuff like that. So they'll get used at some point. So this one is the Natural Square medium. And I'll just put that down and grab one of these. It's a very traditional square, as you can see. So if you do use these or have tried these and you've tried the colored ones, can you let me know what you thought of them? I'm just so skeptical about that, so I just prefer getting the clear, but let me know if you've tried them and what you thought of them, because I'm just curious. This next one is the Natural Stiletto medium. And I know a lot of these are just going to look all the same, but just if, in case you were curious of a specific one, that way you can kind of look and see. Obviously, I'm only showing you one of the sizes, but it comes in all the same sizes as the other ones did, so you have options. And the last one that I got here is their Natural Square in the long. And that one looks like this. So this is the last one that I picked up from them. Again, I pretty much just got the sizes that I wanted to try that they didn't have before, or I just didn't pick up because I just wanted to dip my toe in first before I went and got a bunch of different sizes. But now that I know that I do like these and I just have to perfect my application, I figured it was worth picking up the other ones. So I do have a bunch of different sizes now from them to play with. So again, just let me know in the comments below if you've tried these, what you thought about them, if you've tried the ones that have like the nude coloring or kind of the pre-design already on it. Let me know what you thought of those, and if you want to see me do videos with these, let me know that as well, because I definitely can do that. Again, I'm still kind of a novice when it comes to the Gel X application method, but I can show you guys like what's been working for me, and show you guys maybe just some things that I've learned just in the trial and error of applying them, because I do think that, again, these do have a learning curve. They're not the same style of application as like a traditional acrylic or a hard gel set would be. So let me know in the comment section below, but that's it for my Apres order. So let's move on to the next unboxing. The next order I have to go through is from iGel Beauty. Before I get into that, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you're curious, you probably noticed that I had a nail change during this video. I did do a beginner-friendly Beetlejuice-inspired set. I recently went out and saw the second Beetlejuice movie with my best friend. She is like the biggest fan of the original and wanted to go see it. I definitely recommend the second one if you have not seen it yet. But I wanted to kind of get already into the spoopy season, even though it's only September. To me, spoopy season starts in August, and I wanted to start off with that because I'm seeing a lot of Beetlejuice inspired sets currently on social media, and just because I really enjoyed the movie when we watched it. So if you want to see this, I will link it in the cards above as well as in the description bar below. So that is what these nails are. But let me start off with this iGel Beauty unboxing. So I'm just going to open it up. I already just opened the top just to make it easier for myself, like I do in most of these videos. I'm going to take off the bubble wrap, get rid of my packing slip, and I'm going to assume that these top boxes are the glow acrylics that I purchased from them. I did purchase their original glow line, but I think that they added to the end of the line, so they added some more colors, so that is what I picked up. So these, if you are curious, I'll go through the colors here. Somebody did say in my last unboxing that they would like to see swatches of colors that are used. I am probably not going to go through and do swatches of like just these little bits of collections. What I think I'm going to do in future videos is probably go through my entire collection and just kind of swatch basically whole collection. So like all of the iGel glow acrylics, I'll do all of those, all of like the not polish, their OG line, do all of those and kind of just do that so you guys can get like full collection swatch videos. That's going to take a lot of time. I have a lot of collections, so just bear with me, but I do want to try at least starting with some of those. So I might start off with some of the smaller ones to start off. I do have, I believe, all of the original Haha Nails acrylics swatched out, and I did do a video on that. If you want to see that, I will also add that into the cards somewhere here and link down below for you guys to check out. But they did add some other ones, and I believe their new ones that they added were like their fast set acrylics, so they're slightly different. So I can go ahead and just do a second like part 2 video to that if you are curious, but that is kind of my plan, is to go through and do some swatches. So just bear with me for right now. I'm just going to tell you the names and kind of show you what the colors look like in the jars. These are also, in case you're curious, they are 1 ounce jars. A lot of their other collections that they have on their site are 2 ounces. They don't have an option to purchase a 2 ounce jar of these, just so you know, but likely because these are glow acrylics as well as just standard colored acrylics, you're probably not going to go through these as fast as you would say like your clears or your nudes and things like that. So it's not the end of the world. I also think that they are priced different slightly to kind of coincide with the decrease in the product amount. So the first one that I have here is number 52, called Simply Loving You. It looks like kind of a peachy shade in the pot. Sorry if my lights kind of blow it out just a little bit. The next one is number 59, Eternally, and it's a kind of like lavender purple, I would say. And maybe like a little brighter. And then we have number 46, Lemon Lime, which is pretty much just like its name, just like a lime green color. Then we have this pink, which is Pearl Rosé, I think is how you would pronounce that. And did I say 46? This is 49. Is this 46? Yeah. This one's 46, Lemon Lime. 49 is Pearl Rosé. And then we have a yellow shade, which is number 48, called Squeeze the Day. And then, just kind of going to put that to the side. I do have a couple more. I think there was like 15 maybe. So this one is number 51, and this one is called Baby Love Me, and it's kind of like a medium, light to medium pink shade. Then this one is 57, called Still Loving You. And it's more of that like deeper hot pink. And just so you know, with glows, you do have to kind of charge them up a little bit. You do have to kind of expose them to, I think, like UV light before they'll actually like glow in the dark. So if you notice, like if you're inside with no exposure to light all day, they're not going to glow as brightly when you go into like a dark room or at nighttime as they would if you do have some exposure to UV light during the day. I'm not sure about the science behind it. I just know that that's typically how they work. So this next one is Sea Coral number 44. It's just like a sea green type color. Then you have a bright orange called Megonida. I have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce that. That's number 53, in case you're curious. Sorry, I'm a little out of frame. And that's kind of like a bright, kind of tangerine orange almost. Then we have a hot pink number 58 called Love for Sale. Kind of just like a hot Barbie pink. And then we have number 43 Cello, I think is how you say that. Their names are a little odd in this collection. Not really sure how to pronounce some of them. I'm going to put that one to the side. And the last one, I believe, has number 56 Almondine, which is kind of like an orangey red, or like a pinky red, kind of. It's on the warmer side. Then we have number 54 Puzzle Piece, and it's a darker but still neon orange, not as like bright or light as the other one that I showed you. Then we have number 50 Amor Sui, I think is how you say it. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. Again, that's number 50, and it's like a light baby pink. And then we have a peachy. This is more like an apricot peachy tone, so it's not as light or skin tone like as I think the first one I showed you. This one is number 55 called Love on Mars. That one's really pretty. And then we have a neon yellow, and this one is number 47, and it is Good Vibes. Very fun color. And the last one I have here is kind of like a seafoam green. It's called Encouragement, number 45. So you have that kind of minty seafoam green. So that is all of those. Then I actually have some e-files from them. Now these ones, if you are curious, if you've seen other like unboxings or collections from me, I actually have these two versions of their e-files in pretty much all the other colors that they offer. I got these actually with my rewards points for them, so I didn't actually pay for these. These were just kind of rewards redemptions for me. So I just got the other colors that I didn't have. I like these e-files. I wouldn't say that they're my all-time favorite e-files. If you are curious, my all-time favorite at this point is the Not Polish one. It has a lot of features that I really like. The Not Polish has a pause feature, which this one doesn't have. And it also, I feel like, it's just a little bit more powerful than this one is. But these two, for the price that they typically go for, since iGel does like a bajillion different sales throughout the year, I feel like these are probably the best bang for your buck. I would recommend these even over like the Not Polish or like the Kiara Sky ones, which I like a lot, because I feel like you can still get the job done with these. They are still better quality to me than say like an Amazon e-file that I've tried, or some of the other ones that I've tried, but it has a better price point than the higher end ones like the Not Polish and Kiara Sky that you see a lot of people use. So I really like these. I feel like they're that very good kind of beginner friendly. If you're not super nitpicky about like certain features, these are really, really good. So I definitely recommend them, and for free, I definitely wanted to pick them up. So I got the white shade in both of them. So it's the Model XS, sorry, I'm a little zoomed in here. So it's the Model XS 2.0. These are both portable drills, so they don't have to like plug into the wall outlet constantly. You basically charge them up and can use them just kind of free flowing without the charger. So let me take these both out actually really quick so I can move this box. I went ahead and pulled off the plastic wrap just so I can open these up and show you guys what they look like, but I did want to show you guys the back really quick. So again, I did purchase the Model XS 2.0, and I also purchased the 1 Pro. Now this back kind of shows you the features of the two different e-files. If you are curious, just on my recommendation from having tried both of these, I do feel like they work pretty similarly, and you'll see, like, you know, they have the same highest RPM speed at like 35,000. You'll see when I open them up, the hand pieces are pretty similar. The size of the e-file itself is similar. They're both portable e-files, all of that. They both come with a stand and all those things. The main differences that I've noticed between the two of these is that the Model XS is actually slightly quieter than the 1 Pro, and the Model XS I feel like has just slight more like power behind it. When you're using it, it just feels like it cuts through the acrylic and gel and stuff a lot quicker, or not a lot quicker. I feel like I do notice a like noticeable difference, but not something that I feel like if you do purchase the 1 Pro that you're gonna feel like you're missing out significantly. I do feel like this will probably be better for like beginners or people who use it on themselves, whereas this one is probably going to be a little bit better for like salon work, again because it is slightly quieter and just has that little bit of extra power in it. But the rest of the products pretty much are the same as far as like how long it says that it's supposed to hold the charge and all those things. So let me open these up so you can see what they look like. I'm going to open up the Model XS one first. And again, these do come in other colors. I do have the other colors of this one. I think on the back it showed you more than what they still offer, but they offer a lavender purple, a rose gold, a white, and a like baby blue. And so it comes with your warranty card. So I'm going to pull that to the side, your kind of like instruction manual, but this is what the actual e-file itself looks like. And they both have an LCD screen. So in case you're wondering, or LED, whatever it's called. So that is what the actual base of the e-file looks like. And then it comes with the hand piece separate that you attach. So you'll get this little piece for the hand piece. I always put it on the right side. And that's where you can stick the handpiece into. You get this little holder where your handpiece can rest. So let me pull all this stuff out. And then they come with this type of stand. I both like and hate this stand. I feel like it looks nicer than the ones that come with the Not Polish and Sky that are like that silicone base, and this one's easier to keep clean. I also do kind of like that it has little spots for your bits, even though I don't personally use these because I have another holder for my bits that I specifically use for that. But I do like that it has this in case that is something that you like to have, just to keep them close to your e-file. The only thing I don't love is that when you put this on, it attaches by this little like gap right here onto this little tab. So you kind of just sit it in that, and I don't feel like it's the most secure, to be fair, because it's not like really holding the entire e-file. So it wiggles a bit. That's not like the biggest deal, and I don't typically use this base. I just use the one from the Sky or the Not Polished one, because you basically just sit the clip into those. If you're curious, I do have one right here I can show you. So you basically kind of just sit the entire clip into that, and that just kind of holds it. But these ones you can actually see it holds the entire clip itself instead of just that little piece. So personally, I don't use these, but I do like that it comes with a stand, and I do think that if you are somebody who needs a little spot to keep your bits all organized, it's nice to have that. The only thing is, whatever side you use this little handpiece holder, it will block that side. So you won't be able to use that side of the bit holder. So, but that's what that looks like. Let me kind of move this box over here to the side, and then I can open it up. So this, I believe, is just the charger, just your standard charger. I'm not going to go too crazy with that. But this one is where you have the actual hand piece. So it comes like this. You just basically pull this out. And as you can see, it has just kind of like the base. I think these are called chucks, like just the ones that don't have like an actual bit on the end of it. And then all you have to do with this is you just take the end and you just line it up to the bit itself. And I don't believe it tells you it has to be a specific way, so you could just throw it in there however it fits. I went ahead and zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see better. So you do have that kind of tabletop handpiece holder that you can use if that's your preference. I don't personally like these. I just sit it in this little holder right here, which if I didn't say before, it can go on either side of the e-file. There are little like holes on the side that it will kind of click into. So depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't matter. You can use that on either side. Again, I prefer to keep the handpiece in here. When you turn on the e-file, you just kind of twist this. You'll hear it kind of click into place when you turn it on and off. And so when you first get it, you'll notice it has the iGel Beauty logo, which I think is really cool. None of the other e-files that I've tried have a logo like on the actual screen itself, so I think that's kind of cool. And then when you get it, you'll notice that the forward and reverse button kind of sits in the middle. So when you do want to go ahead and use it, you do actually have to click one of those. If I go ahead and turn this up while I have that just sitting in the middle, it's not going to do anything. I don't believe, just kind of as a PSA, that that is meant to be a pause feature. I know that the pause features are really popular now. Not Polish has one, Young Nails has one on their e-files, and they are really helpful. But I don't think that that's what this is supposed to be. It doesn't show that on the instruction manual on the box, and it hasn't been mentioned in their videos showing you how to use the e-file. So I wouldn't try using that as a pause feature button, just because you might end up messing up the motor. So just be warned, that's not going to do anything if you're just leaving it sitting like that. I feel like that's just helpful if you don't really want to use the e-file at the moment, because it won't start spinning, but it'll still allow you to keep it on and easily accessible throughout your day. So it's up to you, but just again, I wouldn't use that as a pause feature. So when you want to go ahead and use it, you just click it to one of the sides. It will show you here whether it's in forward or reverse. Now, I would prefer if this had just like a R or F on the actual screen, just because this is sometimes hard to notice because it's so small, whether it's facing forward or reverse. And depending on how you sit your e-file, which I actually work with it sitting just like this. So for me, I don't see the R and F up here. So sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether I have it going in the right direction, because I want it facing me to be able to see the RPMs on the screen, because that's how I kind of gauge, you know, which step I'm using. So for like prep, I want to know that I'm at about like a 3 to 5, sometimes maybe 6,000 RPM. So I like to be able to see that on the screen instead of having this part facing me. So that's just one gripe. It's just, it's a little difficult to know if it's in forward or reverse, but it does have something that does tell you, so you'll get used to that. But once you have it in one of those modes, you can go ahead and turn it on. And again, this goes up to 35,000 RPMs, but as you'll probably notice, it doesn't really have a lot of sound. So I'm going to just be quiet for a second so you guys can hear. So I'm not sure if you can hear that, but this one is very, very quiet. Again, I do feel like this is a step up from some of like the Amazon e-files and things that I've tried. So it doesn't have a lot of vibration, which in turn makes it a lot quieter than a lot of those e-files that I've tried. I love that the handpiece is very slim. I feel like it's just easier to hold in your hand and easier to work with. So I personally love the design of the hand file. I like the color options that you can kind of match it to like your other products on your desk. So like this one will match my Young Nails like dust collector and things like that, because it's all white and it'll be kind of monochromatic, but they do have different color options for you as well. So I really like this one. And again, out of the two of them, if you can get this one, I would probably get this one over the One Pro, but I do think that they both work pretty well. So I'm going to move this one kind of to the side a bit just so that I can show you guys the One Pro. So let's open this. This one again is also in the white shade. I'm just going to open up this box if I can get it open for you. Same thing, you get your warranty card, your instruction manual here. Just gonna put that to the side. This is what the One Pro looks like. Gonna take that off for you. So the body of the e-file is slightly different. This one has more kind of like almost rounded edges in a way, and it's slightly slimmer, I think, like by maybe like half a centimeter. It's nothing crazy. And then obviously this logo here does light up compared to the Model XS. This one will light up when you turn on the e-file itself. Same thing, the back, it has the same like clip and everything, sits the same in the stand that it comes with, has the little notches on both sides for you to attach that handpiece to it, or like the handpiece holder. You get your charger as well. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of assemble this as I'm talking to you guys. So this one, again, similar handpiece and everything to the other one. So it's going to be that slim handpiece that you see on a lot of the e-files nowadays. Only main difference between this one and the Model XS is that this piece right here has a slightly shorter shape than the other, and it is white all the way down, whereas this one has kind of like that silver all the way down, and it has just like a slightly tapered, kind of goes in a little bit more of like an hourglass shape. So slightly different, but the actual piece that you're holding is pretty similar. I do think this one's slightly wider, but it's not significant. Like, it's not something you're really going to notice all too much. So it does have just a little bit more width to it, but it's still slim and easy to hold. I do think this one actually might be slightly less heavy. I don't know, they might be the same, but I feel like they both kind of work the same to me. I don't notice a significant difference between the hand pieces themselves. And then you have this, which is the actual like plug-in again. So this one's slightly different. It has two prongs, so you just got to line them up because there is a skinny and a thicker one. So you just kind of got to line that up with the actual e-file, put that in, and then see, sometimes it's hard to get that to sit properly, but once you have that, it's pretty much the same concept. So this one, I will say the LCD screen on the One Pro is not my fave by any stretch of the imagination. It is very, very light. I don't know why. So unless you're like having it facing up directly, like I'm facing it directly right now, it's hard to see the numbers on this. Like if this is sitting just like this, I can't see these numbers in the angle that I'm at. It just looks like a black screen. So just so you're aware, the screen on this is just not the greatest as far as like how bright it is. So but the same thing for this e-file. If you sit it in the middle, it's not going to do anything. You gotta turn it to forward or reverse to be able to get it to turn on. And then once it's on, you'll probably be able to tell. Let me see. I think I was at like 27 when I showed you the last one. So hopefully you can hear that has a bit more, like has a bit more vibration in the handpiece, and it has a higher sound than the other one. It's not a significant sound. I don't think that it's going to be something that's going to like annoy you, especially if you're in a salon setting. You're going to have a lot of other stuff kind of drowning it out, but if you're using it on yourself, just so you're aware, it does have a slight bit more vibration in the handpiece, which in turn makes it sound a little bit louder when it's running like on higher speeds. You're not going to notice it as much when you're like, say, like if I put on like 5,000, you're not going to hear it the same. It's really when you get up there in speed, which not everybody uses the e-files like really high speeds. I know like Young Nails, when I was first learning, they don't really recommend you go over like 15. I think the max I've seen them use was like 16 or 18,000 RPMs. They don't really recommend going higher than that, but then other like nail techs do recommend it. So it's really your preference, in my opinion. I would never recommend you run an e-file like at its max speed for like extended periods of time. If it goes up to like a 35,000 RPM, I typically don't go higher than like 28 if it's like up to 30,000 RPM. I don't go higher than say like 24, maybe 25. So I give it like a little bit of wiggle room from its highest speed for what the highest speed I use is, because I just don't want to burn out the motor as quickly. And I just feel like even though it can go that fast, it's kind of like your car. Like just because my car can go like 150 miles an hour, whatever it is, like I wouldn't use it at that fast of a speed, because it is going to over time cause some damage to the machine that we ourselves can't really work on. At least I can't, because I don't really know how these work internally. So just so you know, just to kind of save your machine, just don't run it all the way like as high of the RPMs as it can go. Try to give it a little bit of some wiggle room there. So that is it for the part 2 of this unboxing kind of series that I did of my like summer fall haul. If you are curious about any of the products shown, you can let me know if you have any questions down below. I will list out all the products that I showed in the video down in the description box. So if you missed anything, you can check there to see what products were featured. If you want to see these e-files in particular in action, I will be using them in future videos, but I have used these 2 types of e-files, just the different colors, in previous videos. So take a look on my channel and you can see me use these in the videos to see how they work. Again, I do recommend both of them. iGel does a lot of sales, so I do think that for the price, these are some of the best e-files that you will find, because they are good quality, but you can get them on pretty good deals almost all year round. So definitely check them out. Let me know what you guys thought of this unboxing and the products that I showed down below. Thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it and would like to see more videos from me, and subscribe to the channel to see future videos. I think that's everything for this video. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody.